I'm Gabby, and today I will be teaching you how to read a Grade 2 river. Reading a river means understanding the water, where most of the water is, where it's flowing, and why, and this enables the kayaker to choose a suitable path down the river. To do this, I will teach you how to read the river in a section of flat water, and how the water flows into eddies. Then, we will progress to reading the river when it becomes rapid. There is more to identify when reading a river, such as hazards, but this video is specifically about identifying water flow in flat water, identifying water flow in and around an eddy, and throughout a direction change rapid or a V rapid. But first, why does this even matter? What happens when you put a kayak in a river with no paddler? Like this kayak here, it will float. In this low flow river, it will probably get stuck on these rocks, eventually get stuck or get flipped, or both. So we put a paddler in the kayak. But what is the stronger force, the paddler or the water? Typically, it is the water. But if we can use the water's strength when paddling, we can control the descent down the river. If you do not control the descent down the river, it will look a little bit like this. So how does the water flow in a river? This may seem obvious. The water flows downhill from the source to the sea. Well, let's take a closer look at this in a section of flat water along the Maitai. It looks still and glassy, but like onions and ogres, there are layers. This is a basic rendition of a flat water section. The main flow, also called the laminar flow, is in the middle, indicated by arrows, and the helical flow is on the side. The water on the side experiences friction from the riverbanks, so it is slower, while the laminar flow is faster. One key thing to know is water wants to be fast, so knowing this, where will most of the water flow here be? It will be in the middle. There will be rocks all along the river, all along the sides, that the water has to go around if it is not powerful enough to go over. The water from the sides gets pushed into the middle and down, leaving a gap behind the rock. Water wants to fill all gaps. This means water will flow back up the stream to fill the gap, creating what is called an eddy. But the border between the eddy and the main flow is a combination of downstream and upstream water, creating a swirling flow of water called an eddy line. This eddy line at the top is narrower and stronger, and it widens and weakens as it continues. This is important to know to decide where and how to enter eddies. Now you have been taught how to identify a water flow on a flat section of water. Can you point out the fast and slow flow in this section? And can you identify the two eddies? A rapid is caused by a change in the river, taking water in a bigger section and forcing it into a smaller section, meaning some of the water has to go up for it to fit. This makes it become turbulent. This is what we call a river bend. The water around this, to go through this bend, the water in the middle, which is the fastest, is going to go straight to the outside. But there is already water on this side that is also going around the outside. So all this water from the middle and from that one side is going to be in the same section, meaning there's more water in that section than it can hold. So when all this water bounces back off and goes towards the inside, all the water is combined, and this creates a rapid. Here is an example of flat water going into a bend and becoming a rapid. Can you identify where the fast water flow is? If this were kayakable, where would you kayak?